All right, guys, so for today, what we are doing is we are planning our essays for the CCOT. You have never seen a CCOT before, so we are excited about new essay formats, correct?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Huh? Tomorrow, no, this is tonight's homework. So you are going to be writing a CCOT. Now, I'm warning you, tomorrow you're going to have a long night. Because I want you to, I planned my whole week around today. My husband is making dinner tonight because I am not. I am going to vote at 4 o'clock today. I'm picking my husband up from work like he's a little kid. We're going to go vote together, and we're going to go home. I'm going to take a little nap because I'm going to be up late. And I'm going to sit on my couch, and I'm just going to watch democracy happen, and I'm so excited. Okay? With that being said, I want you to also be watching democracy and kind of enjoying the day and being excited about voting and looking at the outcomes and stuff like that, which is why I'm not giving you a ton of homework. Tomorrow, that is not the case, friend. Tomorrow, you are doing a CCOT and 4 short essays. Now, the goal of tomorrow's class, will you not panic yet, is to plan out as much of that as possible. Is that fair? We're going to come in. I'm pretty much going to plan all of your essays. So do I have to go through the CCOT with you if I plan out your damn essays? No. So tomorrow you're just going to turn in your essays, and guess what we're going to sit down and do? We're going to plan. Does that make sense? So if I plan most of your essays. So tomorrow you do have a long night. But tonight you have a pretty light night. Can we agree? So I'm trying to compensate for it because tonight is important. All right, here we go. So your essay for tonight is going to be on the very last page of your LEQ prompt packet. It is going to be using, it's the first one, using specific examples, analyze continuities and changes that occur in long-distance trade along the Silk Road between the years 600 CE and 1450 CE. Are we excited about this prompt? Okay. So before we can write, we have to understand what a CCOT is. So let's write at the very top of our page, CCOT format, please. That's what we are working on now. CCOT format. Now CCOT stands for continuities and changes over time. So this is your formatting for a CCOT. Okay, so first thing we have to address is what is a continuity? Continuity are things that begin before this period began and end after this period ends. Okay, so a continuity are things that begin before this period began and ends after this period. So, thinking of period 3, what would be a continuity? So something that starts in period 2 that goes to at least 4, 5, 6. What do you got, Morgan? Buddhism is a continuity in period 2, in period 3. It starts in 2 and ends never because it's still here today. Yes, that's a continuity. What's another one, Evan? Christianity starts in 2 and keeps going to 6. Colton. Confucianism starts in 2, goes to 6. What else we got? Something that's maybe not religious. Bobby.
Did you say slavery?
What are you going to say? Yeah, that one gets a little sticky. But yes, you could. Slavery is existing, for sure. Okay. What do you got, Colton? Silk Road trade, because it starts in, ends 6. What do you got, Nick? What's something that starts in 2 and ends after 3? Help them out, William.
Indian Ocean Basin trade.
Indian Ocean Basin trade. Monsoon winds. What else works? Oh, God. It's wide open here. What do you got, Nate? Hinduism, for sure. Okay? Now, please listen very carefully. There are a couple of things I will never, ever, ever accept as a continuity. Really, there's 3 of them. Are you listening? If you write them down, I will destroy you. If you ever make these as suggestions. The first one is agriculture. Don't you ever tell me agriculture is a continuity. Is it a continuity?
Yeah.
Yes. But why is that just the worst answer, William?
Because every person,
Everyone is farming. No, no, no. So don't ever write agriculture as a continuity. Don't you ever tell me patriarchy is a continuity. Why? Everyone is patriarchal. No, 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 no. And the third one is, I blanked. But I'm really pissed about those 2. Don't you dare tell me about those. Is everyone clear on that? I can't remember my third one. It'll come back to me. But those 2 I really don't want to hear. Oh, and don't tell me horses in Eurasia. Horses came up first period. No, anything that's always been there, don't reference. However, would horses be a good change for the Americas? Yes, because the Americas don't have any beasts of burden, correct? All right, so that leads us to change. What?
So say for agriculture, if you said like
A new technique would be a change, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we have continuities. Then we have changes. Changes are new things that start within that specific period. Okay, so these are new things that are happening for the first time. Now, do they have to start and end in period 3? No. Can they start in period 3 and end in 4? Sure. Can they start in period 3 and end in period 6? Fine. But it just starts in period 3. Is everyone clear? So what are some changes that occur? Nathan. Islam. Perfect example. What's another change? Nate. Trans-Saharan trade. What's another change, Javi? What's something new in period 3? Renaissance. What do you got, Annie? No, that's a continuity. Why? When does it start? What period are we talking about? However, you can say what part of Indian Ocean Basin is now a change. The ships, yes. And what are the ships, you would say? Dows and Jukes, that's a change. Do you see how you can argue it, Annie? Okay, Colton? Crusades. Kylie? Feudalism. What else, Sophia? Camels. Camels in Africa, of course, not just like camels. They just don't fall from the sky. You're like, oh my god, it's raining camels. Could you imagine? That'd be so fun. Unless you get hit. Thank you, Devin. There you go. Alright, so, which one do you think is easier to do? Changes or continuities? Changes, for sure. So, let's do CCOT essay format. It's a little bit different than what you used to. A little bit. It's not crazy. So essay format. You need to know that there are only 3 paragraphs for the whole thing. That's pretty exciting. Can we agree? So your first paragraph or your thesis paragraph, you're going to have your thesis, which is going to have 3 aspects, which means you can have 2 continuities and 1 change, or you can have what? 2 changes and 1 continuity. Okay, so that's what your thesis is made up of. Is any of that surprising to you? You need to have your 3 aspects, your time period using the same prompt language, and your aspects have to be correct. Then you have what comes next? Contextualization. Contextualization, okay? And that is based on whatever period you're on. Is any of this weird to you? Nope. Okay? So, paragraph 1, okay? You're going to write all, and that's the weird part, all of your continuities in this paragraph. So, if you have two continuities, how many continuities are you writing about? If you have one continuity, how many continuities are you writing about? One. Okay, but they all go in the same paragraph. So how does that work? You restate the prompt. With one, you're doing them one at a time, not doing two at a time. Does that make sense? If I have two continuities, am I going to list both of them out? No, I'm going to deal with one first, then deal with the second one. So, restate the prompt with one aspect, correct aspect. Then you're going to explain your answer and why you're correct. Explain answer. And then what are you also going to provide? Evidence. Is anything I wrote there weird? This is the only weird thing. Okay, I'm going to put a star. If you have two continuities, you repeat that with new aspect. So, you're going to restate the prompt. Does that make sense? Explain the answer, provide the evidence, all in the same paragraph. New aspect in the same paragraph. Okay? Then, what do you have at the end? Synthesis. Okay? And the synthesis has to be tied to one of your aspects. So if you have two in this paragraph, do you have to connect both of them? No, it just has to match one. Okay? Paragraph 2, content paragraph, you're going to write all of changes in this paragraph. And can I just put air quotes so you know it's the same exact thing? Unless we need to write it all out again. Okay, so the weird thing about a continuity and change essay is that it's only 3 paragraphs. The only thing that's kind of weird about it is they put all of your continuities in one paragraph, all of your changes in the other. Is everyone clear on that? It's the only weird thing about it. However, it's always restating the prompt, explain your answer, provide your evidence. If you happen to have 2 in that essay, you restate the prompt for the second one, explain your answer, provide your evidence. And then you provide a synthesis at the end of each content paragraph as we've always done. Yes? Okay, what do you got? Yeah, the thesis is always its own paragraph. It's 2 sentences, always at the top. All right, here we go. So let's plan. So looking at your prompt, it is using specific examples. Analyze continuities and changes that occur in long-distance trade along the Silk Road between the years 600 CE and 1450. All right, here we go. So Silk Road, long-distance trade. What period are we in? Period 3. All right, and you need continuities, and you need changes. And how many total do you need? 3. All right, here we go. Let's do it. What are some continuities and changes about the Silk Road during period 3? What do you got, Kaiser? They what? Okay, so you're going to make that a change or a continuity? Could it be a continuity? Well, yeah, but think about it in a different one. We can write it as a change. That's fine. So, Islam becomes most popular religion? Sure. Okay, what's your evidence, though? Nope. Why is Kingdom Malaya a terrible answer? There you go. What do you got? The only problem is he's not really trading on the Silk Road. True, not true. He's not a trader. He's a raider. Sultan of Delhi would be a better answer. Does that make sense? Why? Sultanate of Delhi. Okay, and what is your explanation?
Sultan of Delhi was trading on the Silk Road. I mean, well,
Cool.
that area was trading with the Silk Road, and it brought Muslims there, and they took over and stayed the Sultan of Delhi, and therefore it spread the Muslim.
Okay, so Nate had a good one of Mahatma Gandhi. He knows that term. Guys, you don't have to come up with brand new information to answer these questions. Take the information you know about that area or region, whatever you can come up with, and manipulate it so it works. So how can we manipulate what Nate says in order to supplement this?
What did he say? He just said Mahmoud Gandhi.
Yeah. What do you got, Sophia?
Mahmoud Gandhi went into Baghdad, sacked it, and
No, Baghdad is Mongols.
Oh,
Oh, so Mahmoud Gandhi
Lays foundation for
lays the foundation for the Sultan of Delhi.
and brings Islam
Yeah.
to India for the
Silk
first
Road.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see how we're taking our information?
Yeah,
We're just manipulating.
I just like blanked on what the Mahmoud of Gandhi was.
Of Gandhi brings Islam by force to India and is permanently present. Permanently installed there, sure. Installed by Sultanate. Perfect. Does it sound like we absolutely know what we're talking about? Yeah, for sure. Look at all the evidence we got. All right, cool. What else we got? Oh, God. Evan. Wait, you said like 6 things. What? You're supposed to tell me what you want me to write, not whatever I want to write with the suggestion. The Mongols, is that a change or a continuity? There you go. Mongols facilitate Silk Road trade. Okay, what's your evidence going to be? Huh? How is Genghis Khan facilitating trade?
Pax Mongolia.
oh, that's the one.
Pax Mongolia is a good one.
Has evidence?
Yeah, that's a term. Using a specific term in reference to something, a name, a place, person. So Pax Mongolia facilitates a unified tariff system. Pony Express. And policing. Perfect. With using a term like Pax Mongolia, you can get away with just listing things after. Does that make sense? However, if you cannot come up with the term Pax Mongolia and you just say the Mongols police things, will it score? No, but having Pax Mongolia to start will score with having policing and Pony Express and all that crap. What do you got, Colton? All right, we need a continuity. What do you got?
Okay, this might be really bad, but the spread of the Black Death on the Silk Road.
That's a continuity?
Yeah, because it happened during the Romans, then it happened again.
No. Black Death does not spread during period 2.
It doesn't?
No.
I thought it did.
No, there's diseases that are coming out, but not the Black Death.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's a no-go, friend.
Well, could you still use that? You just said.
What is going to be your evidence to support that?
Black.
Keep in mind, if you're talking about a continuity, you have to be able to prove that it starts in period 2, and you have to support that it continues in period 3. So you have to come
You
up
could
with
say-
essentially 2 pieces of evidence for it.
It's a thing. It's a reason the Romans died,
Uh-huh.
and it's a reason.
What is your specific evidence of the Roman?
That's
Three-point
Yeah.
calculation done.
No. Can't throw out random things like that. What do you got? No. What?
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't say Morgan. Morgan, what?
Hindu's Buddhism. It starts in period 2, and then when the Silk Road comes, it starts spreading on the Silk Road in period 3.
What's our evidence?
Yeah, what's your evidence?
Well, is it like you said one of those like Buddhist temples from like period 2?
Cool. Drop a name, girl. Okay, the problem is, so please listen. I love that you guys are doing Ren. I'm also going to Ren's class and I'm learning things as well. However, you are writing for AP World Teacher, so throwing down things like Robador is never going to score because A, it was wrong. B, an AP World Teacher is going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Now, some of it will directly comply, but definitely works. Like Al-Andalus, every AP World Teacher is supposed to know that. Does that make sense? So throwing down the Great Mosque of Al-Andalus would work. However, you need to understand, as adults, young adults, that not everything you learn in Ren is directly applicable to AP World because of how specific it is to that content. Does that make sense? Because if you throw down tons and tons of AP art knowledge and the person who's grading it is like, what the hell is this shit? Okay? Then you're going to be the ones who miss out. Does that make sense? However, throwing down big things that maybe you were familiar with before you got there, now you just know more about, like the Taj Mahal, of course is going to score. When we get to Renaissance, you throw down some Da Vinci and you throw down some Rembrandt. When we get to the Dutch, that's fine because everyone should know that stuff. So just be careful about your like Longman Shores, the caves. Like, come on, man. Like, don't you dare throw that crap down. Now, does it prove what you're trying to say? Yes. No one's gonna know that shit. Can we agree? So keep in mind you're writing for AP World Teachers, not AP Art Teachers. So keep that in mind because some people get a little crazy with this AP Art stuff. So glad. Good for you. Won't always score. Colton.
Would you be allowed to use like the names of blocks like that are being developed and like are used and sold on the Silk Road, or is that too close to
No, you can. Yes, you can absolutely do that.
There's like colored like you can use like stuff like indigo.
Indigo doesn't exist yet.
What? You said you really talked about
Indigo does not exist yet. Indigo is an American crop.
what's the like fancy seashells that they use as nails as they from you said there was like seashells.
Yeah, what are they called? I can't remember what is he called? No, the stupid shells Ren talks about all the time. They come from.
No, that's a stone. Lapis is blue. You may have something purple.
Well, you told us that
There is a flower that is in Middle East that comes from. That's purple. Indigo is blue.
Indigo is not blue.
Indigo is blue.
You have an indigo crayon, you're not going to tell me that.
Wait, dude, indigo is blue.
You really want to die on this hill, or should we get back on track here? Yes, you can talk about things that are moving along Silk Road for sure.
Used in Roman
It's royalty. It's not. It's Byzantine.
Christianity.
Guys, I don't know if I'm going to finish this essay if we can't come up with a continuity here. What do you got, Nathan?
Use something like the iron plow.
No, that's new technology. That's a continuity. No. Cynthia,
Well, going
you
back
better pick
to
up that head, girl. That is for
Going
sure.
back to the disease part, could we talk about how it led to the downfall of the Roman dynasty?
What are you going to use for evidence?
Also for the Yuan dynasty, like it happened to the Yuan dynasty and it led to their downfall.
What, show me your evidence.
They're not existent.
Cool. Neither is everyone else we've talked about. Javi. What about? Cool. So have the Chinese. Damn. What do you got, Sophia?
We talk about how like Christianity was created to like spread along the Silk Road.
Okay, what's your evidence that it made it through the Silk Road?
Paul of Tsar.
Paul of Tsars does not walk
Or
to
you talk about
China.
Kingdom of Aksum. What about
Kingdom of Aksum is more Indian Ocean based than it is Silk Road.
Wait. There's gotta be
Wait, I
something
feel like
wrong
there's
with that.
something.
I
Oh,
feel-
wait, no.
Yeah.
Eastern Orthodox from the Byzantine Empire going to Kiev in Russia, spreading.
Okay, cool. Kievan, Russia is like one little tidbit of it.
But the thing is, it's spreading via the. So you could prove that Christianity is spreading. On the
Kivans
Silk Road.
aren't on the Silk Road. They're involved with it, but they're not on the Silk Road.
But it's if they're involved in the Silk Road trade, then it proves it.
No, they're just taking from
Yeah, they're just selling slaves, people. They have no goods. They're just selling people. Colton, you better open a damn book, people.
Like, this is not helpful.
They talk about like the
You were on something. You just got distracted by blues and purples.
I think you
Oh
would
wait, this stuff they
I want to
trade.
know what.
Yes! Let's focus on stuff they traded.
what camel? It's the shell.
This is
Still! Luxury! Luxury goods being traded.
I didn't know.
So,
Luxury goods being traded. And what is going to be our evidence, Autumn? Silk. Okay, but now we have to prove that we actually know silk started when? In period 2. Who created it? The what? Don't tell me the Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
The Han. Okay, so in period 3, what do we know that's happening with silk?
It's reaching Western Europe.
Reaches Western Europe, and demand is high. What is our piece of evidence to support that? Just give me a place that we know is trading with silk. Like, don't tell me Italy. You can't throw down Italy, but you can say a city in Italy. Venice. It's thriving off silk trade. Jesus. That was painful, people. They are, but it's still Silk Road. It's still Silk Road, though. It's still Silk Road. Crusades are definitely. That would be a hell of a change.
Wait, why do we have to do this?
Because you have to prove that it starts in 2 and it continues in 3. Okay. Now, I really wanted Kaiser to say that religions traveled the Silk Road as a continuity, which is why I was like, do you want it? That would have been better, because we could have said Buddhism was popular then Islam. And we could have avoided that hot mess. Here we go. During period 3. Long distance trade. Along the Silk Road. Experienced changes like Islam's rise in popularity, and Mongols facilitating faster trade. But stayed consistent. In its sale of luxury goods. Okay. What comes next? Contextualization. What is our contextualization of? Keep in mind that during CCOT is a little bit of a variance. It's typically a larger, more worldly perspective, correct? Because it's not specifically on a region or anything like that. It's a little bit more of a worldly perspective. But it still has to be tied to the theme, which is...
trade.
Goodbye.
Can you talk about
Colton, what?
I'd say similar to the spread
Of what?
Oh,
Guys, you should be talking about during period 3, worldwide trade is booming with new trade routes like the trans-Saharan trade and the connection between the Incans, the Aztecs, and the Mississippians in the Americas. What?
If it's like interactions, is that too?
No, it's fine.
Have a nice day,
Bye, sweetie. Do you really hate continuities? I like them. It's a different way to think of the content. Yeah, true. I like it.
Are we getting all our papers on Thursday or on Friday?
On Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll